Hi everyone, welcome to Facts and Two Cents. This is Petal. Happy Sunday. Hope you are all having a great day. Hope you've had a great weekend so far. Whatever it is you were doing, hope it was nice and cool wherever you are. We've been actually dying of a heat stroke in New York, and then today I literally just went out. For the first time a few minutes ago, and I was expected to be blasted with heat, but it's not. It's actually kind of cool. So I kind of made a mistake because I went out and I was like, oh, it's actually kind of cool. Maybe I can have some hot tea. Mind you, I went out to get some iced tea. So I got hot tea and came back in and then completely just regretted my choices. So I'm sitting here in a hot room drinking hot tea because I just need some tea. But anyways, that's me. Hopefully it's nice and cool wherever you are. Um, Hello, hello, hello. As you all know, this is a channel that supports the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Harry, Meghan, Archie, Baby Lily, Mama Doria, Poola Guy, the chickens, all of us here at Sussex Squad. Welcome, 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 guys. I see a bunch of my friends in the chat. Hello, all my friends in the chat and who are joining, who are not in the chat, all 86 of us. Hopefully more of us friends would join us. You see Dolores is here. Hello, Dolores. Nola Thandu hanging out with us all the way from South Africa. Hello, Miss Dola Thandu. How are you? Via Speaks is here and Kathy Gabi is here. And our awesome moderator, Karen M, is here. Hello, Karen M. And Lola Love and J Matt, all our Two Cents crew are in the house. Black Queen, our awesome moderator and Two Cents crew member, also is here. Let's see who else is here. Pamela Davies and Catalina is here. Hello, Catalina Hamlet. How are you? Gwendolyn is here. H Night, Antoinette. Hello, hello. Leslie F is here. Hello, Leslie, our awesome legal's mind. Although she's like, I am not a lawyer or anything, but Leslie, your legal mind is amazing, and we learned so much from you. So thank you. Gwendolyn is here. Kanitha is here. Sharon, Mia, is here. Yalibi is here, and Yalibi, and so funny. One of the things I was communicating with Yalibi, and one of the things that from communicating with her, it's like, you know what, a lot of our squatties, including myself, do a lot of fun stuff in our lives. Like, we are creators, we are in all forms, and so it's really wonderful. That we have so many talents in the squad, and I know that Sussex Squad podcast did this one time where they had all like different creators, I think, come together and share and maybe inspire others in the squad to get in there and create stuff and become entrepreneurs. And so I am all about that. And so in communicating with her, found, she shared that she had a small business called Lacuni Creations by Jids. And I was like, oh, look at that. So shout out to you, Yalibi, and Lacuni Creations. And she does soaps and candles and jewelry and stuff like that. So definitely check her out. I mean, I haven't tried any of it yet, so hopefully very soon I will try. But it really inspired me to be like, you know what? Our squatties do so many wonderful things. And so I just think, maybe we should, kind of take it off from what Sussex Squad podcast did, and really maybe have an episode where a bunch of us who are creators, entrepreneurs, we do our stuff with our own hands. We create, like I do soaps and stuff like that, and Yalibia does it as well, and she does candles, and I don't do candles, so I want to try her candles, and we could really inspire each other. So that was really, really cool. So thank you, Yalibi, for reaching out, and check out her website and check out what she creates. And so kudos to you, wishing you all the success in the world. And so maybe we can all do an entrepreneurial day or something. I think that would be amazing. Meghan and Harry are doing amazing things with theirs, so why not their supporters? I know many people in the squad, again, do a lot of incredible things. So yeah, make handbags. Another squatty does. I mean, she has an amazing soap company, and I mean, it's wonderful. Another one is an artist, and so maybe if we all come together and share with each other, and if you're in the entrepreneurial world, it is very, very, very sometimes very lonely, and so it really helps when you have others there supporting you. So kudos, Yalibi. Lottie is here. Hey, Lottie, Faith, and Pamela. And Karen Warner is here. Hello, Karen Warner. We're going to be hearing from Karen in a bit. We're going to be chatting. Oh, dear, my dear friend Karen. Let's see who else is here. Tara is here. Hello, Tara. Maverick is here. Maverick, I haven't seen you in a minute. Or maybe I haven't been here in a minute. So, I think both are true. Sonia is here. Hey, Sonia. Ozzy Andres here, Little Mac, Jay Patterson, Pauline, Felicia. Man, all of our friends are here. And so as we go on, we'll jump in and we will say hello to everyone else as they come in. Yes, I see you, Emerald. Yes, I see you, Gwendolyn. So yes. So awesome things happening. One of the big things that's happening, back up a second, we're all about our faves. So it's just like I love where our faves are at this moment. They are under a tree in Montecito. And we hope they stay there. But as this week has been all about Harry's court case and also about Meghan Suits breaking records, I was like, well, let's look at some court case photos and some Suits photos. I mean, again, looking at Meghan, you can see why all the people are falling all over themselves about her. It is just so wonderful. And I'm like, some photos that I've seen from Suits that I honestly have never seen before. And again, I never followed Suits. I am still yet to make it out of the first season because I've been meaning to binge watch. And it was like a couple of days ago, it's like binge watch Suits or clean. Binge, and I was like, well, I gotta clean. And you know what happens when you start cleaning one thing, then you find something else you need to clean, and then before you know it, it's like 2 a.m. and you're like, okay, well, I gotta binge watch tomorrow. So maybe I gotta binge watch later today. So anyway, but a lot of these photos, like the one on the right, I've never seen that before. I've seen the one on the left before. The one on the right I'd never seen before. So all of these things, I was like, oh, all of these Suits things that I had never, again, I wasn't following Suits back then. I didn't even know, I'd never heard of the show, nor had I ever heard of Meghan. So it's been a beautiful to see people discover it in real time. It's been a real blast. And of course, our Harry is there in the center in one of his court case photos. So they are fine. We just, we happy that they're fine, doing their thing in Montecito. Good for them. And of course, what's happening, obviously, as we've been talking about, Suits is all over the place. All of the trade papers are all out, with their Suit story. It's so funny how schizophrenic the press is, and just 1 minute they're attacking, another minute they're mocking. Some of these same outlets were the ones like when all that stuff happened in New York with the chase and all of that stuff. All of them were included in the mocking. Then we had Wall Street Journal, Rupert Murdoch's crazy outlets attacking because and just so much lies and distortion with the whole Spotify mess, and they all joined in, and now all of a sudden Suits is breaking records, and they're all like, Meghan's, and now it's not just Suits, now it's Meghan Markle's blowout show Suits, so it's just this. They're just as schizophrenic. They could be just as abusive and controlling as the British press. They just are more subtle about it, and they sort of act a little more professional than the British press. But a lot of these outlets, they're just as controlling, just as manipulative, and could lie just maybe not to the level of the British press, but sometimes they could distort things just as much. And they just do it. They're a little more subtle about it, and they're not as I would say, brutal as the British press, where they literally go and try to destroy a person, whether it's mentally or physically, try to destroy a person. They don't go to that level, but you don't need to go to that level to really cause negative effects on somebody's life. And so all of these outlets, could do the same. And one of the things, again, now it's like Meghan's breakout show Suits has broken Netflix billion. Oh, Meghan Markle Suits has set a new streaming record nearly 4 years after its ears. It aired, And you look at the People one, bottom left. Suits still has the Meghan Markle sparkle. I mean, it's really ridiculous. But I guess they're all because it's now big news. They can't ignore it, so they want to get the Meghan squad, like at least the Sussex squad on side, so they can share their articles. Let something else happen and you will see them flip, but all of a sudden now it's all of this and all the praise and all the glory now. And what I love about this is that Meghan has just ignored them. She has not said a word. We have not seen Meghan. She has not said anything. She has literally just ignored them. And whether it's because there's a strike going on, and obviously, since it's been on Netflix is when it started blowing up, because it's been on Peacock this whole time. It's been on, I think, Amazon or some other streaming channel. And it's just been sitting there for the last 4 years or however long it's been there and nothing. And all of a sudden it gets on Netflix and boom, And so it could also be because, the actors and the writers are striking against, Netflix being one of them, one of the chief culprits as to why they're striking. And so that could be a reason because, again, Meghan is a producer with Netflix. And so, but I like the fact that she has not responded to it. And I love that quote when Meghan she did an interview. I think it was with, was it Forbes or one of those magazines? I don't remember which one it was. One of those business magazines. She did an interview, and one of the things she quoted someone, I don't remember. She said she had like a plaque of this person on her wall at college, and it basically, I'm sort of paraphrasing. It says something to the effect of praise and criticism go down the same drain for her, and she is perfectly fine. So for her, it's like whether you're praising me or you're criticizing me, it all goes down the same drain. I'm not affected by either one. Or at least not, I'm not just because you're praising me, I'm like, oh my gosh, And I love that. And I love this place of just really being, knowing who you are, that no matter what these people, no matter what they do, whether you criticize or you praise, I don't have to respond to any of it because I'm above that. So I really love that. I love that she's just not responded or reacted to any of it. And so kudos to you, Meghan. I hope it stays that way. And and even with all of the the praise for Suits, and it's doing amazing numbers, making Netflix and Peacock and them tons and tons and tons of money. Obviously, we know the actors actors and writers are striking, because while the studios and streaming outlets are making all this money, the actors and writers are making peanuts. Some of them, again, as I said, are living in their cars. And according to, I think it was a Netflix official, they're just trying to wait out the writers so that they all start losing their homes, and they all start, run out of money and start losing their homes. This is the mindset. And so, and the writers, since May, as you can see, Aaron Korsh, who is a creator of Suits, he tweeted back in May, he said, we had a little Suits reunion at the picket line today, including, let me just make this a little bigger so I can read it, included Half Adams, which he was the one that played Meghan's boyfriend, husband, whatever, on Suits. Sarah Rafferty, who is Meghan's one of her besties, I guess. Dool Hill, Amanda, I don't know who they are. I guess they were on the show. Great to see the family band together for a good cause. So they were all there celebrating. And because I don't know what Adam looks like, so I don't know which one of the guys there he is. So his photo is not there. So I don't know. And then I guess this is one of the Sarah Rafferty, or I guess one of her fan clubs, I guess, posted this photo of her and Gina Torres, who obviously were in suits. When SAG joined the strike recently, they are also striking, so they had a bit of a reunion there as well. So it's just good, again, even with the great things that happening with suits, it's always good to remember that they are striking right now, because again, compared to what the studios are making, they're making peanuts, and they are just basically asking for fairness. If you're going to make all these millions off of me and off of my image and my content, my creativity, the least you could do is pay for it. You know what I mean? And now what's happening is, and I forgot to even mention that here, is that a lot of the studios, including Disney and etc., are all scrambling to pay people hundreds of thousands of dollars who are AI professionals. What they want to do, especially with background actors, for example, you come in and be a background actor, what they're going to do is using AI to take your image and for the rest of eternity use your image without paying you, because they can recreate it using AI technology. And so they get to benefit off of your image using AI, and you get nothing. And SAG is like, no. And so there are all of those stuff like that. They want to use actors' images, and where they get to use it and recreate it with AI, and the actors get nothing, but the studio make lots and lots of money. So that's why they're striking. And that's part of why they're striking. And one of the great things is, not great things, but it's weird things with SAG, is that they gave a waivers to certain independent film companies to go ahead and still produce stuff, because I guess they were able, however they managed it, to be able to meet SAG requirements to be able to use SAG actors. And so they got waivers. But Viola Davis, she's in the middle of doing a production right now that stopped because of the strike, and they received a waiver from SAG to go ahead because they were able to meet SAG requirements. And Viola was like, no. She just took a stand. She's like, no, I don't feel right doing it. And so she refused to work. She's like, and I could understand that. It's like, you're either striking or you're not. And so she said, no, she's not doing it. So we will see. Hopefully they're able to get to the table and work it out so people can go back to work and people can get the pay that they need. But it might be a long, it might be a long road. So we will see. But good, and great things for suits, and for these actors' sake, I guess. Again, I hope they are getting what's due them when it comes to residuals, etc. What else is happening? Prince Harry. Talk about Meghan. Prince Harry is, what? Hello. He's got his book, Spare, and Travelers, and Invictus coming up. It is amazing. Travelers is doing their thing. They are quietly doing their stuff, creating partnerships and all of that. And so this dropped. I didn't even get a chance to read the whole article or anything like that, but I was like, oh, this is wonderful. This is a Sustainable Hospitality Alliance. They says, we are delighted to be partnering with Travelers to accelerate sustainable tourism. Together, we aim to further understand the latest innovation and key sustainability indicators to advance common measurement and empower positive consumer choices. And so there's a whole article about it, reading down from this little blurb at the bottom. It says, through partnership and alliance the Alliance and Travelers aim to accelerate the industry and the path to net positive hospitality and create positive impact on communities and destinations and travel sectors. The travel sector serves. The strategy combined both alliances and Travelers' technical and sector-specific expertise with the scale and reach of their respective members to further enhance joined-up action on sustainability across all parts of the industry. And it goes on. I mean, you can go ahead. put the link. I'll put the link in the show notes. I'm a little bit behind on all my links and all the podcast show notes, but I'm catching up little by little. And so the link will be in the show notes for this. And so you can go ahead and read all that Travelers is doing, and Sustainable Hospitality Alliance is doing, along with all the other partners like Visa and all of those other travel companies that Travelers is hooked up with. So it's really, really awesome to see what Prince Harry is doing. I mean, of course, Prince Harry still has his day job. It's so funny. I hadn't heard much about what Better Up is doing for a minute there. And so I went back. I was like, let me just check and make sure Harry is still at his day job. And oh, yes, he is there, Chief Impact Officer Harry at Better Up. So I was like, you go, Harry has his day job, has Travelers, has Invictus, has, I mean, African Parks, his, all of these other charities that he's working with. And it's amazing. It is really amazing to see the work that they do. And of course, he has Archwell with Meghan in the US. And talking about Archwell and in the US, so not that, Invictus is part of Archwell, because it's its own independent entity. But one of the great things with him being in the US is been able to bring so many partners in from the US, including Better Up, who's doing free coaching, and also teaming up. And this is another organization, the Veterans Organization in the US, that's now part of Invictus. And a part, them, and including them and the Fisher House Foundation, and that's also, they're also partners of Invictus. And so the Independence Fund announced as official supporter of the Invictus Games Dusseldorf in 2023. The Veteran Service Organization stands for Up for Empowerment and Equality. And so this was a press release that they put out on PR Newswire. And it says, we are excited to be a partner for the upcoming games in Dusseldorf. The Invictus Games offers us a chance to expand our engagement beyond the United States, supporting physically and mentally wounded, injured, and sick service personnel and veterans, as well as their families and friends from all around the world at a unique international sports event, says Sarah Verado, CEO of the Independence. By supporting the Six Independents, the Veteran Service Organization shows its commitment for empowerment and highlights the importance of physical and mental, emotional, and spiritual independence for active and former servicemen and women, as well as their caregivers. So this is really great to see, because again, one of the things that's always the big issue in the US especially is the caring for for vets, especially, and even serving ones, but more so the vets, especially those that served in Vietnam and stuff, who have carrying around so much trauma, so it's so great to see that these organizations are there serving them. And so a little bit about their mission: it says to serve the warfighter community by providing innovative programs, services to support the physically, mental, and emotional and spiritual independence of our service members, combat veterans, their caregivers, families, and allies who serve in combat alongside our troops, through innovative mobility and adaptive technologies and therapies to combat veterans, suicide prevention, so key, caregiver and family support, veteran advocacy, with U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, other government agencies, federal and state legislators, and others. And one of the things that's the saddest thing to ever walk by is to see a veteran who is unhoused, a homeless veteran. It is to know that they've served this country and then they are not served and they are not, taken care of. Is just the worst. So it's good to know that there are organizations like the Independence Fund that is out there to serve. And so it says, our vision: we believe our service members, veterans, caregivers, and their families, and those allied who serve in combat alongside our troops, who have been affected by their service to our nation, should be able to have their physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual independence restored. Hear, hear, amen. to that. I mean, absolutely should be a priority of this nation and any nation. If your people have gone out there and served your country, under no circumstance should they be living on the streets, and under no circumstance should they be begging for food or begging for care. You should be reaching out and pouring it on them, as opposed to them having to beg. And a lot of times, even when they are begging, they are not getting the help, and they're pushed aside, like, oh, you're just imagining your PTSD, or especially those, when we talked about this before, especially when they came back from Vietnam. It was horrendous how they were treated. So they should be the first priority of any nation, especially this country that has such a horrible history in taking care of veterans. Now it's getting better, but it's still not great. It is still not great. It is still not great to walk by and see someone who's a vet, out there begging. And of course, I know there are situations where, mental health and all of that plays into all of that stuff. And so I get it, but it shouldn't be at the rate it is. So kudos to organizations like this that are really striving to take care of, wounded and injured servicemen and women. So kudos to them. And it's incredibly great to see that they have hooked up with Invictus. What else is happening? Oh, in Dusseldorf is happening, guys. I mean, they have the I am all over now. So this is them putting it into that little like river lake thingy. I guess a little river there in Dusseldorf. So that's them pulling it onto pulling it out there. And it's really cool. I'm like, oh, I'm telling you, Dusseldorf is going all out, man. It's So Invictus Dusseldorf tweeted like 3 large yellow letters are now firmly anchored in the Keograben or Kograben. If there are any German squaddies, you can correct me. I don't know how to say it. And draw attention to the Invictus Games, which will take place in Dusseldorf in September. Yes, so the IM is going up, and I think it's in different places, so it's not just going to be there. There, I guess, different places in Dusseldorf or maybe around Germany that will, attract attention, and more and more people will come. And Team US, the Wounded Warriors, the US Air Force Wounded Warriors, they're about to announce their teams. Says beginning August 16th, we will be introducing our 12 warrior athletes who will be presenting on Invictus Team US during the 2023 Invictus Games DE. Every day we will be highlighting one warrior to be on the lookout to cheer them on. Yes, and we will be cheering on Team US along with all the other teams too. But yeah, Team US and Team Nigeria. I think Team US and Team Nigeria will be my teams for this year. Maybe, yeah. I think so. Let's see. What else? Canada's gotten their team all together. It's like Invictus Dusseldorf 2023 is coming in September. Team Canada's 31-person contingent for the games includes 11 CAF members and 20 veterans. So check out the full team. And so, I'll put the link. You can go check out Canada's team going to the Invictus. I love the excitement that they have. I love, oh, wait, where could you buy? Oh, you know what? I'm going to put the link in the show notes. And it's so funny that you said that, because I saw a picture of, they're on Twitter, they have, Dusseldorf have been posting pictures of their merch, and I saw the picture. I was like, well, I'll just, and I didn't put it in. I went by. I'm like, I'll just use the I am. And here's Sonia. I was like, where do I get the merch? Sonia, I'll put a link in the show notes, and I'll put it on our community page. So if you, either way, you'll get it. And if you're on Twitter, just jump on Invictus Dusseldorf, and you shall find it there. You'll find, Lydia, oh my goodness, our awesome moderator Lydia is 10 places ahead of me. Lydia got the link, and there you go. So here it's in the chat, so there you go. Sonia, go ahead and click away at Lydia. I'm actually I wonder if it's gonna let me All right, so I started and I thought it would let me hang on. Nah. I my own I was gonna pin it. I was gonna try to pin it, but it only says block Lydia or put her at timeout. So so I put a star. I hope my star didn't affect you in any way, Lydia. But it's like the option is to block and put her in timeout. Let's see, what are we gonna put Lydia in timeout for? Lydia, you've been a bad girl. But anyways, so yeah, so we're gonna stay pretty much on Invictus coming up. I know what we're gonna talk about. One of our wonderful squaddies, Karen. Wait, Karen, are you here? Karen Warner, are you here? I hope she got my email. I sent her the link. But if you're in the chat, Karen, let me put it in the link. I mean, in the chat, just in case you didn't get my email. So this is for you, Karen. If you got this. So Karen was at the Invictus. Lydia's laughing. Yes, Lydia, we're trying to think of ways to put you in timeout. It's like, think of all the evils that Lydia, one of the nicest people in the world, what she could come up with so that we can send her to timeout. I saw this really cute picture to just go off there. I saw the cutest picture on Twitter. This little boy, he was in timeout. So I guess some parents, when they send their kids in timeout, they put you against the wall and you have to put your head against the wall and there you stand for however long your timeout is. And so the little boy's best friend, the dog, of course, looking very, very sad, with his head leaned against the boy and the boy hugging the dog. So they're both standing in timeout. It was the cutest thing I'd ever seen. I was just like, oh, I'm telling you, I'm not even a dog person, but it was just the cutest. I'm like, you know what? We don't deserve dogs. They're just, I mean, talk about just so loyal. It doesn't matter what you do, a dog will just be right there with you. Anyways, Karen is here. Karen Warner. Hello, my friend.
Hi, how are you? How are you, Chantel?
I am good. I am good. So just to
Hi,
set this
guys. Hi,
up,
Patty.
I did not know Karen was in at the Invictus Games until Karen let me know that. What was it, a month ago or so, Karen? Was that right? A month ago you let me know this?
Um, yeah, I guess a month ago that I guess it came up again, and you were reminded of it. But I did mention it. I did mention it before.
I don't know. I guess you know what it is too many things on the brain.
Oh yes. Oh
And
yeah.
so it's just like, but I was just so excited when I saw it. Karen sent me like, and we'll share it as we go along here. But just her experience. Like we did this with Peace last year when Peace was at the games. So we had her on and she shared her experience. And so it was so great that you're here so that you can share with us your Invictus experience from last year.
Oh yeah.
So what inspired this was your first Invictus, right?
Yes, it was my first Invictus.
Okay, so what inspired you to go to this one? I mean, we're talking about the Invictus Games that is.
Yeah. This the thing is that I just heard about it in, mentioned in passing years before, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I never really, really took it serious because I figure, well, um, yeah, it was just something for the UK, just like the Warriors were something for, um, the US, right? So I never really like dive into it and pay, much attention until the one in Canada,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, and with the relationship between Prince Harry and Meghan, like all this, came to light. And, I was like, in Canada, like what's going on in Canada? I said, why did I hear about this? So I said, okay, I'm excited to see, Prince Harry's girlfriend and all that stuff. And I said, well, what is this Invictus game? So I started to, look into it and take a deep dive. And I'm saying to myself, like, why didn't I know about this? This is something that I would be at. I enjoy this kind of stuff. I would be there. So I look into it then, and I'm saying this is awesome, you know, and because stuff like this is, I'd be dragging my son to, and we will just spend the whole day, and just, enjoy this. Anything to do with sports, that's me. And so I said, okay. And then afterwards, I started to, look into it more and more. And I'm saying, okay,
Hmm.
what happens and stuff like that. And then I came up with the one in the UK. And I said, well, this started in 2014. And then I didn't realize there was one in Orlando. And I'm saying, wait a minute, like what's really going on here? And then I realized that, this is a regular thing. And no, it's not just the UK and it's not just the US has their warriors. This is something for the world,
Hmm.
servicemen and women. And, and the part that got me is that, it's being kept in a different country, every time. So the next time it was in Australia. So after I started doing the deep dive and everything, I'm saying, no, this is awesome. And, I always wanted to travel to Europe. And I'm saying
Hmm.
to myself, well, okay, if this is happening in Australia and it's happening around the world and stuff like that, different places, I said, the next one, I'm not going to be missing the next one because this is an opportunity for me to travel to the places that I always wanted to travel to.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
it's for, and, this is for a good cause. Now I have a purpose to, to buckle up and get going because I always wanted to travel to Europe for a long time. And I've been waiting for friends to do it with and no one is ready. So I said, okay, I'm going. The next one I'm going. I wanted to catch the Australia one. I wasn't ready for it. I miss, the Canada one. So I said to myself, I'm not at Invictus Games is not going to miss me.
So, what was your experience getting from where you were traveling? I mean, if you want to say where you're traveling from, is up to you. You don't have to. But what was your experience like traveling there?
The experience was really good. I'm traveling from Canada.
Hmm.
So the experience was really, really good. I was concerned about it, and especially with the different language. And I
Hmm.
was wondering, like, how am I gonna, um, get to communicate, well and stuff like that. But traveling there, I had straight flights, which was good. Um, and when I got in there on the, you guys were just talking about apparels.
Uh-huh.
I was because this is in the COVID time, right?
Hmm.
And I knew because it had delayed, and I said, okay, it's delayed. What's going to be happening and stuff like that. So I'm just going to go back a little bit. You know, I said it's delayed. Okay, what's going to happen and stuff. And then I think it had delayed a second time. And I said, okay, what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna. I went to the Invictus store, and I said, okay, what's going on with this? Because I saw some of the apparels popping up on on the previous um, competitors, right? And I said, okay, let me check this out and see if I can pick up a T-shirt or something like that. And I went into the store, and I'll tell you, I was going crazy. When I finished, there was like a 200 or something pounds or
Oh
something
my
like that.
gosh. I mean, their stuff is cool. They have cool stuff.
It's cool. It's some really nice stuff, right? So I'm starting to get into this rhythm now, and so I bought the stuff, and I said, okay, just in case if they decide to go on with it, I would be ready for with my apparels, and So it took, I think, 'cause they give you a time. I think it took maybe about a month or a month and a half or something, or to be shipped. So I said okay, and then you spend so much, and it's free shipping and all that. I said great. So I got that. I got the apparels, and I was so excited. It was like exactly how I saw it, in the store online and stuff. And I got so excited. And then so the next thing was, I'm ready to book my flight. I am ready to book my flight. So I started calling up my brothers. I started calling up my mom. I started calling up everyone. I'm going to the Netherlands. I'm going to the Hague. And then
Very
my brother
exciting.
started getting, yeah, exactly. I get excited. My brother started,
Very exciting. So
yeah,
now
my
you're
brother
in The
started getting
Hague. This is
jealous.
this is Karen here.
Hmm. Yeah,
So this is
yeah,
our dear Karen in The Hague.
yeah. That's me. I'll tell you something about that. Anyway, I got on the flight. I was advertising this thing from I left, for my board to fly all the
Uh-huh.
way. I was at because I was, with my sweater around my waist, you know, chatting with the people on the plane and everything. Like, what's that? What's that? Like everybody, a lot of people don't know what it is.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I, was explaining it and all that stuff. And I said, Prince Harry, he's the, patriot. He's like, me, I'm gonna be advertising everybody. you know. And I said, well, something, I'm going for the Invictus Games, but the main thing is, Prince Harry and Princess Meghan. So, okay. Anyway, yeah, so it was good all the way, even at the airport and everything, it was nice. I think I sent a video where I was chatting with one of the girls at the airport. So it was a lot of, chatting and stuff going on and, getting people familiar with it and stuff,
Right.
and even on the train and stuff. And the picture on the left is, first of all, we got there. I got in the day of the first day of the ceremony. So, I went straight to the ceremony, and that's when I meet up with after the ceremony, meet up with Pete and some other squaddies, because I at this point in time I didn't know anyone.
Right, yeah.
Right.
See, I
Yeah.
didn't know
So
you hung out with Peace at the Invictus. This is so great.
yeah, yeah. One of the pictures I sent you, you see her there. We're chatting. She and her sister was the first, I met after the ceremony. Because we were at that point in time, we were like so excited when the ceremony it was so good. It was so good, and I was like screaming when they announced Megan to come to when she went up there to announce Harry. Oh my gosh, it was to die for. You should have hear me in there. You should have hear us in there. It was
So you
to.
all were the voices we were hearing in the
Oh,
screaming.
you were hearing my voice. I had the people around me where they were looking and going crazy. I said, "That's it. That's how it is." Yes, I was so excited, but it was so great. It was electric in there. It was electric in there. And so I after the ceremony, I came down the stand. The first thing I met Peace and her sister, and why I recognize them is because they had on the Sussex Squad t-shirt,
Right,
and
yes.
and her sister was just as excited as I am. When we run into it, it's like we knew each other for however long. We were excited. The people were around us were looking at us and laughing when they realized it was the sex squad. Yes, the sex squad. Yes, so people already knew of the
Right.
sex squad and stuff. So it was really nice. And just before that, we had seen what's his name, because I saw him and I said, "Isn't that ship guy or something like that?" And I tried to take his picture as he was going in the crowd. And I said,
Oh,
"This guy's
Chris
still
Ship.
here. He said he left, but he's still here. He's still here." And I was telling Peace about it. She says, "Yes, yes." I said, "Yes." I got a little snap of his head. Anyway, um, yeah. So it was so good. So there's a picture when we were leaving, because she had met some of the other squaddies
Hmm.
that was there during the day. So as we got outside, we group up together, and the excitement started again outside there. And there's a video with peace in there and everybody laughing and talking and glad to meet each other and stuff. This the picture there that you saw me, with the t-shirt, and that was an Invictus flag there, and we were downtown.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, opposite, and it was right opposite the what is this place here? The
Wait,
city,
you mean this
the
picture?
city hall.
Oh, this
Yeah,
one?
yeah. This is the city hall. Yeah, this is the flag here, and this is the city hall right around there.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
and
And I
one of
love
the
these pictures. I was scanning to these pictures. These are beautiful. Can you tell us
exactly.
where, like, is this right where
It is so
the games were held?
No, this is so beautiful. This was downtown. This is not where the games were held. This was
Okay.
downtown. We took some time, one of the days to go, walk about, visit downtown, and go, get something to eat in the market. So there was a squatty there that lived in the Netherlands, and
Mm-hmm.
she took us downtown. Two of the squaddies were staying right in this area opposite the city hall, so
Uh-huh.
we went to visit their place, and then we walked down to the town, and had something to eat in the marketplace. So this is right around that area. It was just beautiful because I wanted to do
Yeah,
some
this is
sightseeing,
gorgeous. Yeah.
and it's just beautiful. And I just keep getting run over by the bicycles all the time.
That's what I noticed in your photos, just bikes everywhere, which is good,
Bikes
better for the
everywhere,
environment.
everywhere. And they have more rice for than you. So yeah, so it's just beautiful. It's like was really, 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 really nice. And we were, taken care of really well by the squatties. We got met two squatties who live there, and we were, taken care really, actually three squatties that live there, and we
Okay.
were taken care of, really well. So I wanted to get those snaps. The one that you saw that was on with the two pictures, the one that you saw on the right, um, with myself and the girl in green there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that
So,
was. And I wanted to talk about that. During the Invictus Games, there were groups coming in.
uh-huh.
Yeah, there were groups coming in, and this was a group. These are cadets who are.
Oh.
Yes, I thought
So
this was
that, oh,
something.
that's right. I'm just noticing all the girls in the back is green.
Exactly. Yeah, they're cadets. We were just watching the rugby game, the
Uh-huh.
match, and they came in. You can see on their face they don't know what to expect. They're cadets, and they. I was speaking to her. They are training to be nurses and medics and stuff. And
Oh.
yeah, and this was one of their outing for them to come to the Invictus Games because they need to get that experience as to what go on when they have to be taking care of the wounded and stuff like that. Because a
Mm-hmm.
lot of that you get to see at the Invictus Games, with when they're playing the sports and stuff, and they're in a wheelchair. They get really taken care of if they get hurt, if they fall out their wheelchair, and stuff like that. And it's all in the excitement of the game, because you're seeing all of this happening, and they have people right there, who run on the court right
Mm-hmm.
away, and taking care, take off a wheel, put on a wheel, and stuff. So it's so intense, and a lot of stuff going on. And as the game went in and stuff, then they got into the game and realized how excited it is. And they're looking at me, how I'm cheering and going on, and the mountain noise and I'm making, and they're realizing, well, oh yeah, we can do this too. So we started,
Right.
all cheering together and stuff like that, and it was so much fun. But it's amazing with the groups that they, because like her group was one day, and then the next day was, a group of the guys,
Uh-huh.
and doing the same thing. And then you had another day where the school kids were coming in, like the elementary school kids and stuff like that were
Wow.
coming in. Yeah, come in one day to enjoy the park because they have so much for the kids to do, and they wanted to give them an outing. So they
Mm-hmm.
had schools coming in, and they would take them around, bring them into the games, show them what's going on, feed them, treat them, and stuff like that. And
Right.
there's a lot of games set up for, like, there's the arcade with all the gamers, the computer games and all that stuff for them to take part in. um I sent a picture there with the merry-go-round thing, that they would play on. And they also had like a wheelchair basketball game and everything set up outside that the kids can take part in. They would be wheelchairs for them to sit in, and they would
Mm-hmm.
be playing basketball, in the wheelchair. So it was so much fun. It's just an experience,
Right. And this is
for
like
me
this was
going
the
there.
rugby. This was the rugby. There's a them
Exactly.
taking picture, yeah.
They're taking pictures of them. So all this is set up to bring a, to bring awareness and also give the experience to the cadets that are coming up,
Right.
right? So it's encourage, it gives that encouragement for whoever are thinking of going into the army, that
Mm-hmm.
they don't have to be too reserved about it, because it open up of the for the opportunities that they can get. And then after serving, whether injured or not, there's still, life after that. So, it's that encouragement. So, for
Right.
them to make that decision, it's a lot easier, because you can see how happy these, competitors are. And what life it brought back into them. And that's the whole thing about this Invictus Games, is like, you forget your problems, and you just enjoy the experience that you're getting there. It's
Right.
amazing.
So what was your favorite? Because I mean, I know my favorite has always been sitting volleyball. What was your like? What was your favorite, and what was like being a part of the different disciplines? What was that like for you?
I went in there as my favorite, being the athletics, because
Ah,
the track and field, right?
ah.
Because I enjoy that. That's I used to do that, and that's where I what I went in with. But I'll tell you, I came out there loving the rugby. I never knew that I was gonna enjoy rugby this much.
Oh
I
wow.
came out loving the rugby. I came out loving the basketball,
Uh-huh.
and even the volleyball and all that, and the archery. So
Uh-huh.
the thing is that it's you come up with a whole new outlook at you know at sports, at enjoying sports, because I never knew that I was gonna enjoy this much. And regular rugby, I don't even watch it that much. But I'll tell you, when it comes to the basketball and the rugby and this, it's like to it is off the rock. It is off the rock. There was
Yeah.
one point in time I met a Canadian family on the train coming in. The husband is one of the competitors, and he's doing the weights. And they invited me to come and see him, told me what time he's going to be on and stuff. And the same time, they have, was it a basketball match going on at the same time. And these are in two different arenas. So I
Oh
have
my
to now
gosh.
divide myself, and the thing is that they're not close by, so I have to
Oh,
run
so
all
you
the
like
way.
have to run.
Oh boy, so I did it because I'm there to please. So I did it. I went, I visit them, and did halftime, and I
Mm-hmm.
came back to see the final quarter of the basketball game. But
Yeah.
it's just amazing. It's really really amazing. And
And what was it like for you, like being I don't want to say working with the vets, but just being among them, and just I mean, I don't know how much you got to know them or got to talk to them, individual ones. Like, if you did, what was that like for you?
Um, it was very enlightening.
Mm,
It was very, touching. And that's why I always say it's an experience, and that's why I say that if you go there, with any heaviness and have your problems and stuff, as you walk in there, you forget all
mm,
about yours, because I have never seen um, anything that's with people so full of life.
mm,
Okay, so full of life. The competitors, the families. Oh my gosh, it's like this here. They don't want to be any place else. This is their place. This is their stage.
mm,
Okay, this is their place. This is their stage. I was watching, you know, people compete that has no arms. Okay, no legs, and you know whatever you can think of. And there was even a guy that I was, riding the tran with, and he was hooked up to a breeding, machine and stuff like that.
wow.
And I cannot tell you that I have seen any sadness or any of the competitors and the families that were there, okay, who didn't want to be there. It's
Wow.
like this game could have gone on and on and on for them. This is how excited, okay, it was, and how breathtaking it was, okay, just to be there. And, I've never regretted it. And I just want to be at all of them. And this is where my money goes, my support goes if I'm traveling to do anything, wherever they are. I feel that, my money is going to something. It is amazing, amazing. This yellow bench is something else.
I wanted to talk to you. Yeah, I wanted to see if you got a chance to sit on the bench and speak.
And the thing is that I didn't get to sit on the bench. I saw the bench, and
Uh
I'm like, what is going on with this bench? Every time I go somewhere in a different direction, I'm running into this bench.
huh.
And I don't understand what is going on with this bench, because I missed, like the beginning and a few part of it where I guess the bench was announced. So I didn't know what was going on with the bench. One of the things I saw was a big yellow clogs, and I guess that's another land thing, or the Hague thing, that they wear
Hmm.
these clogs. And it was this big yellow clog that, as you go in and out, you can't miss it. It's just this big wooden thing. And then I'm seeing this bench, and everywhere I go, and every route I take, this bench is like moving, 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 right? And then one of the TV people were doing an interview, which is the one at the top there, and they were doing it on this bench. And not until the closing ceremony that I realized what this bench was for. And I
Wow.
said, oh,
So share with those of us that don't know what the yellow bench is.
yeah. So the yellow bench is like a peace bench that um it's like a meditation bench, a relaxation bench, an overcoming bench. Um, you know, it's like one of those, spiritual bench that you can release whatever it is that, is bothering you, is in you, whatever you're going through, right? Um, if you want to speak to someone, speak to someone. If you have, a near someone who wants to speak to you, you can just go to that bench and you can sit on it, and speak with that person. Or you can go on that bench, and if someone is passing by, they can come and they can sit with you. That means you want to talk, right? You want to have a conversation. You want somebody to talk to. So it's one of those um the bench is a conversation bench, a releasing bench, to to go through and discuss whatever it is that you're going through, and try to release it, and to have someone to speak to, right?
Mm,
So, and it was, and at the ending ceremony, the closing ceremony, they had pictures that they did, and conversations that they did with that bench, and people were sharing their experiences and conversations that they had. And it was really good. It was this lady, I think she had lost her father, who was in the army and stuff like that, and she, or her husband, and she was, really having a hard time and stuff. So, and she had a discussion, and, she was able to release and to speak, with someone, about a lot of what she was going through and stuff like that. So, she was, her story was in the closing ceremony and stuff. And, it was really breathtaking, and, and, and heartful,
yeah.
so it was really nice. And to tell you the truth, that bench, you know left a staple in my heart, that I came home and I actually have two yellow chairs in front of my house, because I said that I like this bench. I like what it stands for, and I want to have this bench. And when I came home, I couple of days after, one of my neighbors were throwing out um, two lawn chairs, and I always like this style of lawn chairs. It's like those wooden chairs, and like nice lawn chairs. And it was broken and stuff, and they were throwing it out. And I actually went in their garbage and picked it up. I went and I picked it up, went out and buy the paint, the primer, the wood filling, you know, um, had my other neighbor kind of put some screws into what was broken and stuff. And I painted those two chairs yellow. Okay. And this is what inspired me for that. And I have those two chairs sitting in front of my home right now. And people always ask me, tell me, I love your yellow chairs. Okay, what is it all about? And so I have my story to tell about the Invictus Games, and this is where I got this inspiration from, and what it was for, and stuff like that. And believe me, it is, I just love it. So anyone come, visit me and stuff, we just sit in that chair. You want to talk, we can talk.
That
And
is so awesome. I was that take just took out my next question, because my next question was, how had the Invictus game impact you, and what you were able to bring into your life and what you learned at the Invictus game. So you just answered that question all over. That is so fantastic. And just so you know, just so people know that with these yellow benches, I think the Hague have kept the benches, so the benches had stayed there now, so people can, I guess, as a monument to the games, or I guess. But it's wonderful. So you just totally you answered
yeah,
my question. Thank you.
it
So
was very,
let's see what
very
other pictures.
inspiring.
So these are just some other pictures from the grounds. Thank you for doing these pictures, because for some of us who obviously weren't there, it's just great to see what the grounds look like.
Hmm.
And obviously remember this with Harry and Meghan. Although I don't think, I'm not sure if this, it's kind of small, so I couldn't detect if they were in those the little tiny Range Rovers.
Yeah, no, they weren't in those ones. Yeah, they
Oh,
weren't
okay, because I was
in
like,
those
it
ones.
was very tiny, so I couldn't
Yeah,
tell.
those were the ones they were in. But at the time I took this, they weren't
They
in it.
weren't in it.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
great. Okay,
yeah. So
good,
those
good.
were the ones that they wrote.
And
Yeah.
then you guys met some people that we recognize.
Exactly. Yes, that's
Tell
right.
us. Well, first of all, the first picture actually is from a video, and it was too long, so I couldn't upload it into StreamYard. So I took
Mhm.
this screenshot from it, the first screenshot. And so tell us who it is.
Yeah, I'm sure you. Yeah, because I know the videos were long. So yeah. that you would just pull some shots from there. So that's what that's Squatty, and that's JJ.
Yeah,
Um,
Harry's bestie. One of
bestie.
Harry's besties.
Yes, exactly. And I think the middle one is the route that we were taking. We were just coming because we had a break at the track and field.
Uh-huh.
It was the noon break, and we were coming from there, going to another location, and that's the path that path we took is when we run into Prince Harry and his crew coming up, and all break loose.
Yes,
That's they
I
standing there
remember seeing
watching.
these pictures and videos. So tell us about these pictures.
Oh my gosh, I don't know what it was crazy. To tell you the truth, I don't even know. I didn't even know that I got these shots. I didn't even know that all I knew is that we were just talking, leaving the track and field, and we were coming and stuff, and um they were planning to take a different route, and I said, no, if we're going by this place, this is the route I took to come in, and this is a shorter route, so why don't we go this way? And they said, okay, let's go that way then. And we we started walking. We were laughing, talking, and just minding our own business and going, because we were going by the archery at that time, towards the where they had the big uh location where they had the opening ceremony.
Uh-huh.
And as we were about to pass the archery, we saw this group of people coming up. We saw cameras and stuff like that. And we look up, and I said, "Is that Prince Harry?" And everyone, look up and said, "That's Prince Harry." That's when all the screaming and everything started to happen. And I was like, "Where's my camera? Where's my camera? Where's my phone? Where's my phone?" And I put on my phone and I started, by we still walking up to him and stuff like that. And he's coming towards us, and my camera went on. I can't tell you how it went up, but it went on. And I started videotaping, and I started clicking and videotaping and stuff. And everybody else started going crazy. Nobody had time to look for camera. Nobody had time to look for nothing. But, I guess I was composed, and I was, and I had the camera going and stuff. And then we got up, we got up to him and stuff. And everybody, and it's just crazy. See, he had nothing but to stop and see who was freaking out like this.
And Harry's looking very happy to be hugged and hugging back.
Exactly. His crew was like, "What is going on?" And these girls just run right into his arms and run right. And the camera is going. And we were there, and then he stopped and he started talking. And he said, "We're here to see. We're here to see what is going on. What's happening? Where are you guys from?" He said, "I'm from the States. I'm from the thing." He said, "I'm from Canada, whatever." He says, "What are you guys doing here? We're here to see you."
Oh, that is
I
so
didn't even know that the camera was
nice.
still on and anything. So he was talking to us and stuff. So I got the picture. You got a picture with him. Got a picture with the girls and him and stuff like that. And then he was about to leave, right? And I'm standing there with the camera in my hand, and I'm waiting for them to finish. And so I'm saying he's about to leave. He says, "Okay, I got to go to work. We're working. I got to go or whatever." I said, "No, no, 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 no. You can't go. You can't go. I didn't get a picture either." I didn't get a picture. I didn't get a picture yet. And then he looked back, and he came back, and he took the picture. And everybody started laughing at me because I didn't even know what I was looking at.
Wait, I don't have a picture with you and Harry. You didn't send it.
I did get one. I don't know. I guess I missed sending that for you, but I do
I
have
did,
pictures.
yeah. I was like, wait a minute, those are the only two I got.
I did get, because I'm the one, the video that you guys saw in the pictures, that I'm the one who was taking it.
Right,
I'm the
yeah.
one who took all of that. So as they were leaving, and then, I realized that I didn't get my. I said, "No, no, 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 no," because I'm waiting for my turn. I said, "No,
Okay,
no, 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 no.
send me the
I have
picture.
to get my picture. I have to get my picture." So he came back, and he and the girls would say, take the picture, take the picture, take the picture.
Oh.
And I'm giving them my phone. I said, and they're still freaking out. They are still freaking out. I said, take the picture. And then one of them said, one of them turned and said, okay, yeah, okay, I got it. And I said, okay. Thank you. Oh
Oh.
my God, it was amazing. And I'll tell you guys, this guy is handsome. I don't think when we see these pictures with him,
Mm-hmm.
it does justice, but it doesn't do all the justice, because when we walk up to him and everybody was freaking out, and I'm taking the pictures, and all I remembered thinking about, I said, my God, this guy's good looking. This guy is good looking. This guy, and I see his eyes, and I'm saying, this guy's good looking. And then I saw his hair, and I said, he's got more hair on his head. All this is going through my head. And I said, wait a minute. You guys think that, yes, his hair is thinning out, and I guess it's the light, but he's got more hair in his head, and he's tall, but he is good looking. He is so, I was like, whoa.
Priorities here.
I was like, whoa, this is amazing. But this guy, I can understand Meghan seeing him that first time when they
Mm-hmm.
at Soho House, and she was like, oh no, not you, not you, not. Believe me, in person, Prince Harry is a good looking man.
I mean, he
Oh
looks
my,
amazing on pictures too, but Lord,
he
I can
looks
only imagine.
amazing. And that's why I said the pictures does him justice. But when you see him in person,
Uh-huh.
oh my gosh, this man is good looking and tall and skinny. And it's like, oh my.
Oh my
It
gosh.
it was amazing. It was
Yeah.
amazing. It was
Oh.
amazing.
So what is like your biggest takeaway? You know what? I want to actually, before I even go on, hold on one second. You sent me a couple of videos
Mhm.
that I want to share. We're gonna come back
Okay.
and stay on Harry for a second.
Not a problem. Not a problem.
But give me 1 second. Give me
Okay.
1 second. We'll come back to Harry's picture in a minute. But there's this video that you sent that was so impacting that, and I don't know why it just resonated, and probably because I am like so about, you know, about military personnel. But hang on 1 second. This one.
Oh, Korean official.
What was that like for you guys? I mean, I don't know. Stuff like that really impacts me, especially when it comes to military personnel.
Mhm.
And thank you for taking that video, by the way, because I was
Mhm.
just like, oh my gosh, this is everything.
Mhm. Exactly. That's exactly how I felt. And this is why I wanted, you to get this. And I said, this is what people needs to see. This is the experience. Like, I took time, like everything, and that's why you don't see me in most of in the videos and stuff, because it wasn't about me. It was about what was going on there. Okay. And I just wanted to capture all of it. Okay, all of it, because that's what I took away from there. That's what impacted me, and that's what, made me even more amped up to keep going to these games, because of what I experienced there and what I seen there. And and this when you actually understand it, you get the experience, you understand the magnitude of these games, and how impactful it is, and how important it is, okay, to these veterans, because there's veterans all over the world that are sitting there and not being looked after, not being taken care of, not being paid attention to, okay, and feeling like they have no life left, okay. And this is what this game brought for them. They brought them back alive. They show them there is so much life after. And now all these countries are jumping on board and seeing the impact of what this game is all about, both the Warrior and the Invictus Games. Okay,
Right.
now they're seeing what it's all about. So now these countries are looking in to seeing how they can represent their veterans now. Okay, this is what the Invictus Games brought to the world. Okay, it it now gets other countries on board to pay attention and to do something for their veterans. So when you
Right.
see the Invictus Games are being kept at all these different countries, okay, and they're not just accepting countries like that. The countries has to be doing something, or they has to start doing something for their veterans, for them to be included in it. They have to prove that they're ready to start taking care of their veterans. That's
Mm-hmm.
why when you said, okay, this country's on board and stuff, they have researchers going out there. They apply, they said they want to be part of it. They're going out there and they are making sure that these countries are doing things, okay? And there's steps that they need to take before they can get involved with the Invictus Game and start competing. Because you're
Right.
not just coming in there and and saying you want to be a part of it, and you're not doing anything for the veterans. So when the Invictus Games leave you, the veterans are being taken care of,
Right.
right?
So,
And this is one of the conversations that I had on the train going to the games one day, and I heard a conversation going on between there was two people that were on there, and they were part of the games. And one of the questions that was asked to the other, he says, like when when we have the Invictus Games in these countries, when we leave, when the Invictus Games leave the country, what happens then? What happens to the veterans? What they're left with? Like what happens to them, right? And that's the part when I jumped in the conversation, because I thought that was a good question and a good conversations to have. And I jumped into the conversation. I said, sorry, I don't need to be whatever, but I'm here for the Invictus Games. I'm coming in
mm-hmm.
from such and such a place. But I'm listening to your discussion, and that question is such a good question and stuff, and I give my input, and that's what I explained to him. I said, when the Invictus Games leave these countries, and this is what the awareness is all about, okay? It's for these countries to start taking care of their veterans, okay? That's why they choose the country that they're going to have the Invictus Games in, and stuff. They're not just doing it random if you're not going to be taking care of your veterans,
Right.
okay? So when they're accepting the veterans from different country, accepting them into an Invictus Games, they're bringing in that country into the Invictus Game. They're bringing in the families into the Invictus Games. Okay, this is an experience. This is a family, like Megan said in her speech. It's the first time. This is a family. Okay, and it goes on from there. It's not that you come in and then you just take what we have and then enjoy it and then you leave. No, if it's being kept in your country, that is because you have met all the criterias and you have set up, okay, organizations and everything. This is why you have all these different organizations coming on board, because they're realizing, okay, how important this is, okay, to be on board with the Invictus Games. yes, it's it's money making for them as well too, but at the same time they're able, you know, this is for them to be helping their vets. Okay, just as what they're basically setting up is what the fishing group has in the US.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So this is what the Invictus game is allowing these countries to set up. So when you see these dignitaries going there, is to see, is to get involved in the talks, and it is to see how this setup, how the fishing group and all that stuff is set up, okay, and taking care of the veterans so that they
Right.
can go back to their country and start doing this. So down the road, you're going to see these dignitaries that were there. They're going to start sending their veterans once they meet the criteria, and also, eventually the Invictus Games, they're going to be sponsoring it in their country because they know what it means to their country to sponsor the Invictus Games there,
Right.
because it is bringing in the tourism, it is bringing in money, and it's bringing in money for you to help look after your veterans.
Right.
So this is,
So
yeah.
yeah, so Karen, what we're gonna do, thank you so much. I mean,
Hmm.
so impacting. Thank you. What I
Hmm.
want to do is see if anyone in our chat has any questions that they want to
Hmm.
ask. So
Hmm.
hang out for 1 second. If you okay hang out for a few more minutes?
Yeah, sure, sure, go
Okay,
ahead.
so hold on one
This
second.
is
So
our
before
time.
we can get to the questions, thank you, Lydia. Lydia is alerting us that today, she's like, Petal, can we honor our beautiful Sharon Augustine with a birthday wishes today? Happy birthday, Sharon. Okay, maybe we all just need to sing happy
Happy
birthday to
birthday to
you.
you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sharon Augustine. Happy
Happy
birthday to
birthday to you.
you. Are you singing?
Yes, I
So,
am. Yes, I am.
sorry,
Happy
sorry for
birthday, Sharon.
this happy birthday song to you, but happy birthday. And thank you, Lydia, for your donation. Oh my goodness. Happy Sharon. um, let's see. Anybody, if you have any questions, I'm going to scroll all the way down and come back. Oh, thank you so much, Olivia, for your super sticker. Thank you so much for supporting the podcast. I appreciate. I'm just gonna go all the way down to see if anybody has any questions about for Karen before we end. All the way down, all the way down, all the way down. Oh my goodness, I missed a whole lot of chat here. Hang on. um, Leslie F, our awesome legal mind, says, would you say it was worth it to cheer the veterans on? I tried to sign up to volunteer, but I missed the cutoff.
uh, Sorry. Yeah, that was the biggest part of it. Um, yeah, cheering the veterans on, and I also thought of, because I said I'm going to go to the Invictus Games, wherever it is and stuff like that, that I'm going to sign up to be a volunteer. But then I was like, I don't think so, because then I'm not going to be able to see all the games and be able to screaming off my head and cheering them on, because now I have a job to do. Yes, it's going to be there to volunteer and stuff like that, but you know, I I'm going to have a job to do by being a volunteer and stuff, and I'm not going to be able to see that exciting part that I want to see, to see the, competition and the competing and all that stuff, because I might be, volunteering in one location, and then, there's other stuff going on at the other location. So I figure if I'm going to be, traveling from my country to these places, I want to enjoy that experience. When it comes to my country, I'll do the volunteering then. But yeah, it is the volunteering part is very exciting. I met some awesome, 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 awesome. Some of them start to remember my name because, my hair giveaway.
I love your hair, by the way. I love it. My hair is going there as well, and I absolutely love it. So your hair goes at the moment.
My hair gives me away, and all I'm hearing is like, "Who cares?
Yes, if you
Who
notice, Karen
cares?
hair
Who
is
cares?"
gray, and I love. That's why I'm leaving my hair to just go there. And
Oh, just leave it. Just
love
leave it.
it. Beautiful hair. Well, Little Mac had a question. She asked, well, at least in The Hague, I don't know if it will be the same thing in Dusseldorf, but she wanted to know how expensive were the tickets. I mean, are you talking about the game tickets, or I'm assuming you're talking about the tickets at the games? So,
If it's the game tickets, I didn't find the game tickets expensive. Um, the opening and closing ceremony were the two highest. The different games and venue depends on the games. That the rugby were the highest I find, but it was ball figure because you had tickets like for $12, you had some for $20. um and it just depends, because you might want to watch an event in the morning, and then there's the morning price, and then there's the afternoon price.
mm,
You might not want to stay at one event all day, so you're going to split your tickets up and get an afternoon somewhere else and stuff. So it's just you just have to go through it, look at the tickets, see what they are and stuff. But it's in the ball figure, from like 10 to $20, 25 $25 I think was the highest. um yeah, I think $25 was the highest
oh,
for the
okay.
ticket. So it wasn't bad. And if you're gonna be there all day for one thing, then there's an all day price and stuff. So I find it was very reasonable. And
Oh, okay.
because it's a lot going on, you just have to think about um where you want to be when and stuff like that. And the tickets have the different days, the different times, when it's semifinals, finals, and stuff like that. So you just need to choose your days, and where you want to be at what time. But the good thing with this one here, this one that's coming up, we don't have to pay for each venue. Um, we just have to pay for the opening and closing ceremony because the venue is being sponsored by Amazon. For
Oh,
the different events are being sponsored by Amazon, so we don't have that cost to worry about this time.
oh, okay. And
Yeah.
Lottie wants to know, how was the food, and did you get a chance to meet Megan?
No, I didn't. She was in the park. I didn't get a chance to meet her. She was very protective.
She was very what?
She was very, very protective.
Oh,
Very
okay. Of
protective.
course.
I will give you a little bit of hiccups that I had, because I was like in the excitement of meeting Harry and stuff like that, because I guess he was doing the Netflix thing, and he was walking around the park, and checking out things and how it was put together, built and stuff like that. And I will tell you, this whole park that you're seeing, all these different buildings and stuff, they were all man-made for that time. Okay, they were all set up for that time.
For
Even
the
bridges,
Oh wow, yeah.
yes, bridges, high bridges going over water, all these different things. It was
Oh
all
wow.
makeshift. It was amazing, amazing. Like everything was all set up for this event, because the park is just an open park. And so all these buildings and everything that you're seeing, it was all set up for the Invictus game. Like they
Oh
made a
wow.
whole they made a whole city for this
For
Invictus
the
game.
games.
Yeah. So
Wow.
there was a lot to see. There was a lot to see, and there was like, and they focused on the families, and a lot of things there for the kids and the families. So there was nothing for for them to not do and to be bored about. And the competitors, they didn't have to worry about their families, or their children and stuff, because everything was set up to look after the kids and stuff. I After we did this encounter with Prince Harry and stuff, we end up he left, and he was going through at the back of an area because he was doing a videotape. And then I ran into another squatty, and she didn't get to see him and stuff. She said, "Where is he? Where is he?" So I said, "Well, I saw he went through in the back or whatever," and things. So she and her husband, we started to go down there, and they disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
So when we were coming back, I came out and I was looking for them. Didn't know where this squatty and her husband was. So I retracked the trail that we went, and I didn't see them. So as I was going down there, they uh they I don't know if it's the Netflix or whoever was doing the videotaping and stuff, was coming towards me, coming out of there without Prince Harry and stuff. So as I'm walking towards them and stuff, they started laughing. They started laughing, and I looked at them and said, and they looked at me and they said, "We were just talking about you. We were just talking about you. You."
They remembered you from the when you guys met.
So we were having that conversation, and then I showed up in front of them. They said, "We were just thought you were hilarious. We were just talking about you. There she is. There she is. We were just talking." I said, "What?" They said, "You were just hilarious." You were. I,
Aww.
I started laughing, and then in the same breath and stuff, and when we finished, and I turned to him, I said, "Is Megan here? Is Megan is Megan in the park? Is she here?" And they got serious. They got serious. And then I realized, it's like, oh no, what did I do? What did I do? They
Mm.
got serious. They said, "Oh, we can't talk about that. We can talk about." I said, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I understand. I understand. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry."
Oh wow. Yeah, no,
Because
she is very protected.
exactly. So at that point in time, it dawned on me. I wasn't even thinking about that. And then it
Yeah.
dawned on me, and I said, they're doing their job really well.
Yeah.
They are doing their job. And I apologize to them, because I realized, yes, I did make a mistake asking, because she is protected, wherever she is, we don't need to know. And this is
Mm-hmm.
why, thing. So, and I said, they're doing their job really well, because, they're not supposed to be spilling things or saying anything. At that point in time, she was in the park. And then later on, we found out that she was with the children doing stuff,
Mm-hmm.
with reading books and stuff like that. But wherever she is, nobody knows. When Harry's showing up, nobody knows. Wherever he is, nobody knows until you see him, right? So, and I always remember that, and I take a good laugh at it. And I said, it taught me a lesson. The next time, you don't be asking for these people. Just, you know,
Lesson learned.
exactly.
Lesson learned.
But I
Well,
was, I
Karen,
was,
my
I was,
final question to
yeah.
you is, what is your biggest takeaway? What would you want others to take away that you learned from the game? I mean, I thank you for sharing that beautiful story about the chair, your yellow chairs, like the yellow bench. That is
Mhm.
so awesome. One other thing that you took away from there, if none, that's fine as well. I know.
Um, One of the things before I go on, I just want to mention about the food. The food was really good. I wanted to have, like, they had vendors in there in the on the ground,
Mm-hmm.
and like, they were serving like chicken and barbecue and stuff. I didn't want to have that. I wanted to have the street food, right? So when I leave, I would pick up something outside. And when we went into the marketplace downtown, that was, a highlight for me, because I got to eat, the food in that marketplace, because it was like
Mm-hmm.
a whole thing there. So, and you could choose whatever food you want to eat. And we had some dim sum,
Oh, nice.
that we eat and share, and it was really good. Yeah, so the food is really good. Um, what I take away from there is the friendships that I
Mm,
made.
you're right.
um, and I've made a lot of friendship, like I was talking about the volunteers. I also
Mm-hmm.
met a lot of the competitors, There were some pictures there at the end um, that I sent you with the competitors. We were able to take pictures with them, hug them. We were able to talk to them because we were able to interact with them all through the day. Every day of the parks and stuff like that. And you just want to stop and talk to them, and show them your appreciation. And
Mm-hmm.
they were just happy, happy, happy all the time, and couldn't wait to get to their next event. So it was really good, and that's what I take away from there: all the enthusiasm of the people that were there, and how much they want to be there. The happiness, the life. You can tell that these people are going on with their life, and whatever it is that their injury is,
Mm-hmm.
it's secondary because they have life now. Okay, they could
Wow.
go on and they could do anything they want. And what I take away from there when I came back home is like I was still lit up, and you couldn't stop me. I was
Wow.
You couldn't stop me. I was full of energy. I didn't care whatever you want to do in the workplace or whatever to get me upset. You're not getting me upset. Okay, you are not getting me upset because I see what life is all about. And I
Mm.
am not going to let you bring me down. I am not going to let anything, all this stuff that's happening and going on with all these things that they're doing with Harry, Meghan, and all these different stuff. Okay. I don't even, I just focus and pay attention to Harry and Meghan, and know that they have bigger things that they're doing and stuff like that. I was so lit up that I was speaking to people at work and stuff like that. Now I have one other person that's going to be joining me, that's going to come with me from work because I was so excited about it. I was speaking to them about it, and they said, "When is it? When is the next time? When is it going? When is it going to be?" And stuff like that. So we just book our flights and we're going.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah. So
And
you
Lydia
come,
must want to
yeah,
thank you for
yeah,
sharing.
yeah.
And I
You come
know
away,
of
you come away
all of
with a
us,
lot. Yeah.
just thank you so much for sharing your beautiful pictures and
Mm-hmm.
video. And like, I learned so much. I mean, I love the spirit of the Invictus. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
so glad that you were able to experience that
Mm-hmm.
and now
Yeah.
to share it with
Do you
us.
do you have, I don't know if you have the picture with the army vehicles and the plane and stuff like that.
No, I don't have the ones that I showed are the ones that I had.
No, no, no. I sent you a bunch of pictures. I sent you a picture with I think a F-16 and all that. You were able to go into that.
I don't no, I
Take a
don't see
picture.
any of the folders. Like you sent me like some folders, and then the folders were all empty.
Are you serious?
I am not kidding you. I went through all of the folders, and I thought maybe they were private photos, and you took them out and just sent the ones that I shared. Those were
No,
all I have.
no. I sent you umpteen. So I sent you over 100 and something pictures.
What?
I sent you over 100 and something. There were like 6 folders, and I
Yeah, and
sent
they
you.
were all empty.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe that. I
So,
cannot
well,
believe
I
it.
will go back because I went through all of them, and they were empty.
No, I can't believe that because they have the army vehicles out there where, I went into, you were able to go in there, speak to the army guys and stuff like that. And, they tell you what they do with the vehicles, how they do it, how much of them
That is
hold in there,
so
and
weird.
all the
Okay,
different
so then
stuff.
I'm gonna have to do another one then, and so I
Yes.
can show all those
Mhm.
pictures. I'm gonna go back to my email because I even went through the pictures again today, and those are all I saw. And
No, I
all the
sent you.
folders, they were just saying it's empty.
No, 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 no.
That's
No,
weird.
yeah,
Okay,
no,
so
not a
then
lot.
what I'll do is I'm gonna go over them, and as we're talking, because I'm gonna be talking about Invictus. I mean, the games are coming up, so I
Hmm.
will, if you don't mind, I will keep sharing them, and I can also put some in our community page so people can see them. But
Hmm.
yeah, no, I even went back through the folder today, and
Hmm.
I didn't. All of the folders were coming up empty.
No, no, no. There's so much, like all the stuff I was telling you about the arcade and all that stuff and the children.
Yeah, I don't
Um,
know. Okay. Oh, so
okay.
Donnelly is telling me to check my spam folder, and
Yeah.
Kids Indoor is saying the same. So okay, so I'll check it and see,
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
yeah, the email that I got, the pictures that I showed is the ones that I had.
Oh, okay.
And
No, no,
then
no, no, no,
a
no,
couple of
because I
other
expected
videos,
more
one of them
questions
was
and
too long to bring in, so I
yeah,
couldn't share that.
yeah,
So yeah, but I
yeah,
will definitely as make sure I'm gonna go back through and see if I maybe missed a folder that has all of those. But I went through them and that's what I see. But
yeah. Because it's
unfortunately, I have to end
yeah,
because I have to
yeah,
go
yeah.
prepare my class for tomorrow.
Yeah, not a problem, not a problem. There's, there's a lot more experience. The arcade, the army people and all that was there. So those are the experiences that I wanted to
To
share.
share. Okay,
Yeah,
so then we're gonna have to do
exactly.
this
So,
again, Karen.
yeah, not a problem, sweetie. Not a
We
problem.
are
That's
going to
okay.
have to do this
Yeah,
again so you can
yeah.
go through those
Let me
pictures
know.
and
Yeah, let me know if you get them. If not, I will resend it to you. Okay?
please do because
Yeah,
I want to see
yeah,
them. I'm like,
yeah.
what? You have more? I
It's
didn't see
amazing.
them.
It's amazing. Things that you guys haven't seen. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Oh my gosh. All right. So you and I have to set up another
Yeah.
date where you could come in.
Not
So
a
I'm going to
problem.
make sure
Thanks
I
for
get those
studying. Thanks
pictures.
for listening.
Well, thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much for taking your time to come on
You're
and
welcome.
share. I mean, I am so inspired. And
Yes,
knowing
that's
you're
what
going to
it's
be
all
there
about.
again in Dusseldorf, so we're going to expect more.
Of course, yes. Of course, it's an experience. So, we'll talk. And it's very, very inspiring. Very, very inspiring. I left there very inspired. And I
Thank you
just
so
became this better
much.
person.
And
Yes. You
now
take
you've
care.
left us. I
Mhm.
mean, I'm assuming I'm speaking for all of us here. That it's a little bit forward of me to do that, but I know at least I am inspired, and I think Lydia was as well. She shared her thank you. Um, oh, Cookies and Cream is saying thank you, Karen, for sharing your awesome experience of the Invictus Games. Let's
You're
see.
welcome.
Oh, Maverick is she's like, Pedal, make sure Karen sends the photos of her and Harry. Yes, Maverick, I will make sure. Maverick has her priorities here.
I will.
She's like, I just want to see Karen and Harry. That's it. Okay. Forget about the vehicles. It's about Karen and Harry.
I will. And it was good for me because my birthday was on the 27th, which is the same birthday of the king there.
Oh,
So yeah, I so
that's
that was
awesome.
the week after. So all this was like really good and exciting for me.
Yeah. All right. Well, Karen, thank you
You're
so
welcome.
very
You're
much.
welcome.
And we will chat again when I find those pictures, my love.
Not a problem, City. You take care.
You
Bye,
have a
Squatty.
great
Thanks for
day. Thank
listening. Take care.
you.
Okay, go ahead.
Bye. Oh, that's awesome. Wait, thank you so much, Karen. I am so incredibly inspired. And I love these photos. I love this, and I can't wait to see the others. I'm like, I can't believe there were other photos. I didn't see them. Who knew? But I know Leslie F. Are you still here? Leslie, I have a few minutes, but I know Leslie. Let me actually put the link in the chat. So, Leslie, if you're still here, I think you said you see something where you had some update on Harry's court case. So, if you're still here, I have a few minutes so we can definitely hear what's going on. Yes. Yeah. Let's see. Angela, I do have an update. Leslie's like, I do have an update on the court info. Okay. So, Leslie, if you're here, for the next couple of minutes, if you want to come on and just share with us your update on Harry's court case before we end, that would be awesome. I hope she didn't go away. Poor Leslie F is like, I got work to do. I got stuff to do, pedo. And if she's not here, then I know Lola Love is like, can we hear from Leslie and the court case? I'm trying, Lola Love. I'm trying, honey. I don't know if Leslie F is still here. And if she's not here, then hopefully tomorrow. Oh, Leslie is here. There we go. Figure if I talk long enough, Leslie would pop up. There we go. Hi, Leslie.
Hi, I'm trying to put my earpiece in. Can everybody hear me?
I can hear you. I hope
Okay,
everyone
hang
else
on.
can.
Hang
Lola,
on.
you got your wish.
Hold on 1 second, Pedal. Let me put my.
Okay.
Petal, you still there?
Yep, I'm still here. I can hear you.
Okay. I'm trying to connect my Bluetooth earbud. Hang on one second, because I can hear better with that. Anyways, it's okay. Go ahead. You can put me through. It's not connecting, but I can hear
Oh,
you.
you're on, my bed. Well, you're
Oh,
on.
I'm on. Oh God. Anyways, oh my gosh, Karen, you inspired me. I definitely want to do an Invictus Canada. I don't care that it'll be so cold for the Winter Games, but seeing the Jamaican Invictus team learning how to ski and all, like, I need to go to Canada in 2024. I'm gonna be there. But so just to give you Miss
Well, you got
Lola,
2
Miss
years to
Angela.
prepare because it's gonna be in 2025. So you got 2 years to
Yeah.
prepare, Leslie.
Yes, I will be there. So Lola and Angela, I know you guys were asking about the court case. So Barron played a little clip the other day on his podcast showing like a panel. I think it was on Jeremy Vine's show, where one of the women had been a victim of the phone hacking, and she posed a good question, and she said, "Does that mean that I can now sue?" And I thought, I wonder if the UK courts are like the American courts, that when something goes to trial, it sets a precedent and you can rule on that. So I spent all day yesterday. It was beautifully hot here in Florida, but we had 3 rainstorms. So I went on the University of Oxford Law Library online and started digging. And what I found out is, yes, because Harry's court case is opening a new channel where they dismiss the phone hacking, but they can continue on. And also Hugh Grant's. This can, like I said, and this is, I'm not a legal expert on the UK law. I'm not a legal expert here, but from the path that it set out and all of the manuals I read for the University of Oxford Law Library, this will set a judicial precedence, which means that others it'll open the door, because it threw out the statute of limitations for bringing a case against illegal process of getting information, So it will set a precedent. So that's like a little sparkle at the end, I thought.
That is so important.
Yeah, so it is on the path, and it can be. I mean, of course, I don't know what the process is in the UK, but yes, they have it. It's called judicial precedence in the UK, according to the University of Oxford, and it says any future cases will have to go on the precedence of a prior case, but to set a judicial precedence, it has to be heard in the High Court, which kind of makes sense why Harry brought it to the High Court. The King's Court. So the King's Court's judges, once they rule, that will be set as a judicial precedent, and other lawsuits can follow under that, guideline. So I thought that was amazing. I was like, yes. So even
there is a method to all this, Harry. I mean, they have figured out what the best. This is so great.
Through. Like, they thought this through. They really didn't take it
through how this is going to work. Yeah.
So almost like that's like, if to compare it to the U.S., the High Court is our state's Supreme Court or our federal court. So instead of him taking it to a local court,
right,
or what they call the lower court, they took it straight to the High Court, which will put it in line to be a judicial precedent, and then other lawsuits can follow that guidelines. So whether Harry wins or not, which I have it in my heart, he's going to win anyway. And Hugh Grant, and it made sense why the judge, because remember, he's the judge in all of the cases, separated that out, took out the phone hacking and left the other parts in, sets a precedence that there is no statutes of limitations, or basically overrode the statutes of limitations on that portion of it, opening the door for future. So whether they win or not, that has set the precedence to open the door that other people can sue. So can you imagine all of these people, just even all of the people in that have come out, all of the victims of woo-woo, they can come out and say, well, this story was written because I was illegally videotaped, or I was. Right. And the UK courts let you sue someone anonymously too. I thought that was interesting. So not like here in the United States, where we as citizens are like, well, do I want my name and my business all out there? In the UK, they can sue anonymously.
Oh, okay.
So
Wow.
I was like, wow. Wow.
Very
So
interesting.
just a little
Very, very interesting.
sparkle for the end of your weekend. So yeah, this
Well,
is a win-win, a
this
big
is because
win-win.
I mean, doesn't Harry just have to prove one case of illegal,
Yes.
news gathering for both the Mirror case and also this? He just literally has to prove one. Whereas the Sun or the Mirror, they have to prove the whole thing. He just needs one example of and prove it. One example of illegal news gathering, and he won the whole thing.
Yes, that's correct. So remember, there's 148
Mm-hmm.
for the Mirror, and I forget the number for the Sun. But yes, he only has to prove one. They have to disprove all of them.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So,
Girl, this is like a cake and tea dye. I'm telling you.
oh, goodness.
Between that-
Even
But
with
yeah,
that, just keep praying for Prince Harry that all of this
yes,
comes out,
yes.
because again, it's not just for him. It's so many people will benefit from this.
Oh,
Even
yes.
reporters, even the very reporters who are, on the say the Jeremy Vines shows or whatever. Even a
Hmm.
lot of them have been hacked.
Yeah. And a lot of them have been illegally videotaped
Yeah.
and stuff like, I mean, can you imagine all of the coworkers, the presenters and everything else, you know what I mean? All whose careers were ended because for
Yeah.
whatever reason, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just amazing. I mean, it has just been, and I'm telling you, I'm putting this out there in the universe from my mouth to God's ears. This strike is, and this thing with Suits is going to help Meghan in the
Mm-hmm.
future. Writers are going to come running to her side. I'm telling you,
Yep.
I could see it.
I
We're going to get 1 year where we're going to have like 5 different shows, and I have a feeling there's going to be 1 or 2 in there that we're not going to know that they were the producers till after.
Right, exactly.
After it was
Exactly.
aired, after it's a hit, then you find out in the small print in the back, Archwell Productions. You'll be like, oh hell,
I know, right?
yep.
Well, Leslie, thank you so much for coming on. Oh my goodness, such great information.
Oh,
Thank
and
you,
thank you to
thank you,
Karen.
thank you.
Thank
And
you to
amazing
Karen.
research, by the way. Thank you for taking the time to do well. Go and go to
It
the
was a rainy
research that.
day.
Thank you.
It rained 3 times here, 3 thunderstorms in Orlando.
Oh
So
my
I was like,
gosh.
oh well, I got nothing else to do. I can't go outside. Let me
Oh,
dig
okay.
and figure
Well,
out this question.
thank you.
You're
So,
welcome.
all
Thank
right.
you
So
to
until
Karen and
next time, my
everybody
love.
else. You guys have a wonderful and blessed Sunday.
Thank you.
You're
Bye.
welcome. Bye.
Oh my goodness. Thank you, Leslie F. Hundreds. Like, thank you. Everyone's like, thank you, Leslie. I mean, incredible. Thank you guys so much for an amazing podcast. For Karen coming on and just sharing about Invictus. And Karen is like, thank you guys for listening. Oh, thank you, Karen. And our legal scholar, Leslie F., will make her a scholar whether she likes it or not. I appreciate it so much. Thank you to our awesome moderators, Lydia Church. Oh, Church Nelly. Did I see Church Nelly today? I didn't see Church Nelly, but that's okay. Karen M, Cookies and Cream, Black Queen. Thank you guys so much for keeping our space wonderful and safe. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lydia, for posting that Invictus link for anyone who wants to get some Invictus merch. I will also post it in our show notes and the community page. So thank you guys to all of our wonderful 2 Cents crew who support the channel monthly, and also to our Ghost supporters who support in the chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope I did not miss anybody who donated in the chat, because it kind of goes fast. And if I missed anyone, I will go back through the list and see, and then I will thank you on the next podcast. But thank you all so much for your support. I appreciate it. I'm not sure that I will. Lydia is again putting the Invictus shop, so it's there. in the chat. So definitely look up for Lydia's name there and copy this link. And again, it'll be in the show notes and also in the community page. So thank you, our awesome moderator Lydia. So anyways, guys, thank you so much. I am not sure I will be here tomorrow because I'm going to be with the little ones, even though they would not want me to call them little ones. They are like, we are teens, you know. But they're my little babies. So, thank you, Liam Levy. Thank you so much for your super sticker. I appreciate it. Again, definitely go check out Levy's store. That would be awesome. So yeah. So anyway, guys, thank you so much. I love you all. Until next time. Yeah. I will see you then. Bye. Take care of yourselves. I love you all.